Yeah, children. So I was my camera got my phone got snapped when I was doing very beautiful lines with you. Who knows? But I'm enjoying this. Who knows for all the distance? But I'm as good as looking as at you now. For all you cannot see me, he says. You know what has come home to me, what has been what has impacted me, what has given me that amazing sense of belonging, the amazing sense of universality, that I belong to the surge of humanity. I've enjoyed this. And however distance you are from me, you are not seeing me, but I'm so happy that I can look at you, I can feel you, I can feel your presence, I can see that there is something that is so common between all of us. This is stanza 8. What can ever be more stately and admirable to me than that mast-hamped Manhattan? And he says, then he's talking about this beauty of this very industrial and very sort of official and very sort of that a sea face which is always packed with big hemmed stately ships and steamers, river in sunset and scallop edged waves of flood tide. And when it is high tide, he can see the river, the sun setting on the river, and the waves which are edged like scallops, the seagulls oscillating their bodies, and hay boat in the twilight, and the belated lighter. He says, I can see those fat birds, seagulls, moving in round circles, their heavy bodies, the hay boat in the twilight. And when it's twilight, I can see those the other boats coming, the belated, the lighter, which is the small boat which has got late. What gods can exceed these that clasp me by the hand, and with voices I love call me promptly and loudly by my nighest name as I approach. And this is very beautiful. What gods can exceed these? Why do we have to look for God in religions, in temples and mosques, in cathedrals and churches and wherever? These people who hold my hands, when I go to work, and with voices I call, and all these unknown people who know my name and call me and say, hey, Walty, hi, Walt Whitron, how are you? All these people make such a lot of difference to me. They call me by my closest name, by my family names, my nicknames. What is more subtle than this which ties me to the woman or man that looks in my face? And what can be more philosophical, more abstract, more mysterious than this very beautiful thing that, when I look at these people, the bond that is created of that underlying thread of humanity which actually runs through all of us, that vein, that similarity, that common human tide that binds us together. When I look at these men and women and look at their faces, and when I know, oh, one of me, they are one of me, which fuses me into you now and pours my meaning into you. And this is like the most beautiful line. I call it the gist of the poem, which fuses me into you. When I look at you, the eye contact, which fuses, I become one with you. It's a complete sublimation of humanity, as if it were just a wave and not single individuals at all, and pours my meaning on into you. And how pose my meaning in the sense what I feel about you. What is the meaning of our lives? Why should we be here? Why should we be interacting with each other? Why on this Brooklyn ferry are we together to sort of enjoy this common, what do you call it, the canvas of humanity, the common fair of humanity, the common gathering of humanity, the common, yeah, I'm missing out on that very beautiful word, carnival, the beautiful carnival of humanity, as you, if you please. What is more subtle than this, which ties me to the woman or man that looks in my face, which fuses me into you and pours my meaning into you? The meaning is the importance, the significance of you and me together on this ferry, knowing each other, comforting each other with our eyes. We might not be very great people, we might not be very rich people, we might not be very influential people. We are common humanity who looks into each other's eyes and says, I'm there, don't worry. That is that is for Walt Whitman the presence of God. That is the most subtle, that is the most meaningful sense of being human. Okay. Right. Uh, we understand then, do we not? And he says, he tells his the co-travelers, we all understand why we are each are here. We are common people. We have common goals in life. We are simple people with simple goals in life. So we are here. What I promised without mentioning it, have you not accepted? And he says, it's like as if we did not have tongues, as if we were just if we were just speaking with our eyes, if we were just speaking with our expressions, if we were just conversing, making that amazing conversation of humanity through our eyes and through our expressions. We don't need to speak to each other. Everybody knows what everybody else wants. Okay, everybody knows what everybody else endorses. Okay, yes. What I promised without mentioning it, have you not accepted? What the study could not teach, what the preaching could not accomplish is accomplished, is it not? And see, you might go to the biggest colleges of the world, universities of the world, you can't become Shakespeare's. Shakespeare went to a small grammar school and nowhere else. So, what daily interactions of people? That he was so well read in the philosophy of life without books, being very close to life itself. So, what the studies could not teach, what preachings could not, accomplish or do for you, you are doing it. This journey together with humanity is doing to me. It has made me more sagacious than books could. It has made me more religious, more spiritual than preachings could. How amazing is that? Stanza 9. Flow on, river, flow with the flood tide and the ebb with the ebb tide. Now he's telling this beautiful river. You can keep flowing. Flood tide is when the tides are high, ebb tide is when the tides are low. Frolic on crested and scallop edged waves. You can go on being happy, your waves can keep dancing. Crested, they're all decorated with foam on the top, and scallop edged, and there were those wavy scallop edged, scallops like edges of the waves. Gorgeous clouds of the sunset, drench with your splendor me and the men and women generations after me. And then he says, you amazing beautiful clouds of the sunset, drench with your splendor. When those this amazing beauty of nature, just cover me from top to bottom with your grace, with your magnificence, with your beauty. All the men and women who will come after this, after me, generations and generations, Mother Nature, you will always be there to see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of deepas come into this world and pass away. You are perennial. You will be there eternally. Deepas can come and go, but you will be there. So hundreds of men and women, generations will come and go, but this Brooklyn, this Manhattan will watch all of them. The gorgeous clouds will watch all of them come and go. Cross from shore to shore, countless crowds of passengers, and this is what life is all about, Peter. We are multitudinous of us just passing by in through this river called life. Okay, stand up tall mass of Manhattan, stand up beautiful hills of Brooklyn, throw a baffled and curious brain, throw out questions and answers. And he says, this beautiful tall Manhattan and these hills of beautiful, this city of Brooklyn. And you know what? Throw a baffled and curious brain, they make your spirits, they make your mind, just actually agitate into action, baffle you, confuse, and you leave us mysterious. You leave a lot of mystery behind you. Okay, throw out questions and answers, and we have to then address all amazing questions and answers that come to our mind with seeing the mystery and the beauty of this place. Suspend here and everywhere eternal float of solution. Suspend here and everywhere means, better, we as people have suspended ourselves, have given ourselves into this beauty here and everywhere. You know, it could be Manhattan for Walt Whitman, and it could be the Lake Districts for Keats and Shelley. So the beauty and the mystery of nature has just suspended us here and everywhere. Eternal float of solution. Eternal float of solution means, beta, it's this amazing, never-ending float. These are the never-ending questions about the mystery of nature in our minds, and the never-ending answering solutions which are there for the humanity to continue. Gaze loving and thirsting eyes in the houses, street, or public assemblies. And he says, I love to look at those amazing. And my thirsting eyes, the more Brooklyn and Manhattan give my eyes my eyes become even more thirstier. I become even more greedy to look at the beauty of Manhattan and of Brooklyn. Thirsting eyes in the house. I want to see more houses, more streets, more public assemblies, and want to keep gazing at them with my poetic eye and just be happy about it. Thank you.